All right, good morning, everyone. Well, extreme stream. It's not the morning anymore. Hey, what's up, Don, Ivan, Monkeytron? Yeah, crypto on the rise. I happen to be watching the market kind of rally into the close, and I just thought I'd jump on live real quick since I can do that and kind of see what's going on. Talk to some people. Say hello. What's up, Theme Got? Morning, everybody. It's midnight. Looks like it's 4:36 to me. So it's actually sun's starting to go down just a little bit. We'll see here in a little bit. So, all right. Well, thanks everyone. Sup, kid? Yeah. So pretty interesting day in cryptocurrency. We have Cardano just murdering the candles. Shiny in the house. What's up, Shiny? Zane, Mexican Charlie Lee. Litecoin just broke out. That's intriguing. All right, rally's done. Litecoin broke out. Sorry to cut the stream short, guys, but there's nothing else to do. It's done. If Litecoin says it's breaking out, the rally's over. Although XTZ broke out as well a little bit earlier today. Yeah, Jason, ETH just broke out. Apocalypse rally? What apocalypse? Is there a meteor coming or something, Shiny? I don't see it. I'm looking outside. It just looks a little windy. Could that be from the meteor strike? The guy on the bike doesn't seem scared, so I'm looking out my window. Is the Fed buying crypto? Yeah, it could be buying crypto. Ah, damn it. Keep hitting my new desk. My water splashes all over everything. Is it FOMO to buy more BTC? No, we don't FOMO buy, well, anything actually. Don't actually we talked today in the Power Hour about this is probably not a great place to buy BTC. You're kind of stuck between underneath a resistance point, so probably not super great to just buy BTC. Alts have actually been looking much better as of late. Bitcoin doesn't look bad. It's, we're still looking for that larger breakout, but it's not transpiring as of yet. So yeah, I think for Bitcoin, this is a little extended. If you're looking for purchases, ETH is looking fantastic. There's been a inverted head and shoulders at the top of this rally. Now, most people think that inverted head and shoulders have to be at a low, and typically they are found at a low, but it is what it is. We've seen them in the tops like this before, and they usually work out okay. But basically, what you have is a double bottom with a handle, is essentially what it is. So, but yeah, ETH breaking out. We were looking for some excellent volume on the breakout. If it were to occur, we're not quite getting it. Keep in mind this breakout just started basically in the same 2-hour candle. I'm sure if you go down to the 15-minute, it looks like it was about an hour ago. Yeah, about an hour ago. Looks like when the breakout started. Volume's pretty good on the breakout, but we're not. You can see on the 15-minute, we're not really running up exponentially, unfortunately. So, is that Zero wants to do Omisego and Lend? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's go check out Lend. Lend first. Yeah, so we've been following Lend in the Power Hour, and we had a buy point at about the 639 level, and then unfortunately, it's just never really transpired. And when it finally crossed the trend line here, that was basically your exit signal for this upward move here. So Lend is dead at this stage of the game. I think it will be back. It's on a tremendous move, larger term. We can go to the daily chart and we can see that it is really just been in a huge uptrend. And I don't think Lend is dead overall, but I think it's dead right now. It's dead right now. I mean, you could pull one of these, but I'm not going to bet my account on it. And then you also mentioned Omisego, which, my goodness, we had some excellent alert levels on Omisego. Can't say we expected it to do what it did, but the charts are the charts, and you do what you do. Yeah, so Omisego had a beautiful topping candle here. This is on the 2-hour chart. Had a beautiful topping candle, put in a very nice tight symmetrical triangle, broke down from that, and then you could have arguably put a declining channel. But once we broke from here, um, I mean, actually, you should have been selling up here with the other attempts into the highs, and then on the breakdown here would have been another selling point. And if you still had it, you could have sold on the lower high attempt here. And then if you still had it, you could have sold here. So plenty of selling opportunities here if you were involved in Omisigo. But the run up was spectacular. If you look kind of early on, we caught this cup pattern here. It was just beautiful, beautiful volume on the way up. Nice consolidation, good formation, and then small tight consolidation there and just a huge blast off. So it doesn't happen like this every single day. As a matter of fact, not very often do you get a chart nicely coordinated such as this, but it did work out pretty well. Link BTC, Shiny wants XAU USD. XAU USD. We can check. I guess we'll do Owanda. Owanda. Oh, that's supposed to be the daily right there. So gold's doing okay. It's not ripping and roaring, but it's definitely in an uptrend. We were playing here with kind of a larger cup breakout. Looks like we paused in a slight stalling candle and then just been in pullback ever since. Looks like a small bottoming candle there as well. I mean, it's just in a general uptrend. So if you have a gold position, I don't see a real reason to run for the hills quite yet. And at the same time, I think you probably could raise some stops if you want to, but gold has its pretty volatile times. This was due to liquidity hunting in institutions. So I don't think you can really include that in normalized price action, but you can see the 200 daily moving average, even this 50 daily moving average holding prices relatively well. And then when we did cross the 50, it really wasn't on any volume. So if you were a gold holder, I don't think you have any reason to be selling. In terms of buying gold, I guess you could do that. But it's just up to what you want to do on gold. I'm not a particular gold holder. I think this. I mean, stock market's been absolutely tremendous lately, and at least for me, it's a shame to drop a beautifully performing asset class and drop into gold, which is not doing that much. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Yeah, well, yeah, if you don't want to Yeah, if you dropped out of the power hour, I mean, you can still go in the Slack chat room. That's still an that's still an asset that we have every single day. If you guys don't know about the Slack chat room, I'm sure a lot of you do. We've had it, forever. You can go to real-crypto.com and you can sign up right in the homepage for the Slack chat room if my page will ever render. But right here, you can sign up right there for the Slack chat room. It's free and you can chat. I'm in there, on and off and off and on, and used to be off, now it's on a little more. I'm trying to stay a little more active in there, but yeah, you can join in there and you can talk to Monkeytron and Don and Ivan and Mel when he's on there. But yeah, so a lot of good trading ideas, a lot of fun. Pretty tight knit little community actually. So no spammy, nothing. I don't know. I love it. It's fantastic. Stock market is rigged. No, it's not. We can agree that I'm right on that one. We can just agree that I'm right. Let's just leave it at that. All right, Cardano finally with a selling candle in the 15-minute time frame. So Cardano, yeah, blasted right off. One thing we do in the power hour, and I think we do pretty well, is identify strength in the market and we identify the general trend. And Cardano is Cardano has been exceptionally strong, just exceptionally strong. Um, and I think this breakout just really goes to show. I don't know exactly why it's moving. I mean, I actually we someone posted an article in the Slack chat room regarding Cardano's doing something to their network. I don't know exactly what it's doing, but they're doing something to the network. People are liking it apparently, and maybe that's what's keeping it afloat. But more importantly than any news event is the charts. I mean, we were well involved in Cardano before any of the news came out, and as usual, charts lead. Charts charts typically lead. And so what are you going to do about it? If you're trading, you're interested in making money, and you are, yeah, that's pretty much what you're doing. And so you're looking at the charts, trying to gain an advantage, and we actually got one, well, several lately, but Cardano doing pretty good here. And yeah, so we're kind of rallying into the close. It's about a 15 minutes until the close, and we'll see if everything just falls apart. Cardano finally having a selling candle, and hey, let's see, probably a couple of trend lines we can draw here. Try to check the trend for this nice expansive bull run. So that's a pretty manageable sell-off so far. We could just go into a larger base, but that is a lot of volume on the 15 minutes, so that could be it. You could use a trend line here as a stopping point if you're interested. Monkeytron was asking about, sorry Monkeytron, Cardano versus BTC. So yeah, we mentioned the cup and handle. We had the 624 alert. We actually even had a lower alert here the other day, I think at about 606. So we're closing the day out. Let's get back to the dual time zones and get rid of some of this gobbledygook we were drawing earlier. Yeah, that volume stepped in earlier, Monkeytron, and it just never stopped. You talk about good volume. That was good. That was good earlier. So yeah, definitely a little bit of topping action. You see this candle with a lot of volume, and we have a huge wick up here. No lower lows though. But on the daily time frame, we're fighting a little bit with this prior high. We just kind of failed going above it. And best case scenario, I think here is we can go on to form a nice consolidation. I mean, the breakout was so consistent. I really would like to give it an opportunity to play out and have a nice consolidation, because even here on the dollar on the daily, Cardano has remained one of the strongest coins. Even over the past 4 or 5 days, believe it or not, it was forming kind of a wide and loose area up here. We had a trend line. I believe it was right here. Could have been a little bit higher. I don't remember exactly. I think it was sitting on top of closes right there. Anyway, so it bounced up and then started undulating up here in a broader fashion, which is usually distribution. But we never really made any major lower lows, and then we just blasted off. Really on the daily time frame, even on the smaller term time frame, that wasn't anything major leading you to a breakup, just generally good price action. And something that you're going to find is that generally good price action can lead you to some excellent trades. And this Cardano kind of being one of those. Doesn't happen every day. And all we can do is take what the market gives us. But it gave us Cardano, I won't say on a silver platter, but it at least gave us a nice breakout point here. And everything was pretty textbook on that one. And again, that doesn't happen every day, not by a long shot. Alt season perhaps? Yeah, maybe. I mean, a semblance of an alt season. I don't know if it's going to be extraordinarily broad. The interesting thing right now is that you have, which is a good thing, is you have Bitcoin running and you have alts running as well. And that is very good behavior. The fact that the whole market, if you look at the top 20, which we do every day in the Power Hour, if you look at the top 20 and keep apprised of the top 20, it can really guide you into what the market's doing. And it's led us up, it's led us down. It's worked for us now for years in the Power Hour. So that's how I look at the markets. I don't just look at Bitcoin. You have to take the altcoins into consideration. It's not just Ethereum. Ethereum is not indicative of all the altcoins. We've seen rotation and leadership throughout the altcoins, coming up through XTZ and Link and Cardano at points, and we've seen minor rotations into some other alts, and also some fake outs. So you have to keep an eye out for those. You get tricked every once in a while, but it is what it is. So all you can do is manage your portfolio. But yeah, if you can identify, see, let's do something. Let's just kind of walk down the top 20 just real quick. I don't want to take a lot of time here doing this. 10 minutes to the close here. So Bitcoin, nothing really bullish on this chart at all. Ethereum, similar situation, holding a very high area up here. Even XRP, which is generally trading like garbage, it does have a head and shoulders pattern here. We have the neckline drawn, but I don't know if it's going to drop. I mean, if the rest of the market's bullish, XRP is not going to drop probably. Bitcoin Cash is in kind of a broader consolidation. Again, not dropping off is better than dropping off. BSV holding relatively high here. And I do want you to keep in mind too that we did have capitulation on BTC. This is capitulation. You know, I had someone in the comments in another video say that, oh, you're only calling this capitulation because you didn't get capitulation down here. Well, yeah, we didn't get capitulation. Did you want me to arbitrarily call capitulation on a candle that wasn't capitulation? Well, guess what? Now we actually have capitulation. And so what do you do after capitulation? Well, basically everything goes. Hey, what's up, Rob? Finally talking about crypto, huh? Sell stocks and buy crypto? Probably not. I don't think I could trade my Roth IRA on Binance. I don't think it works that way. How you doing, Rob? But anyway, yeah. So after capitulation, the market shifts its behavior. Yeah, the market shifts its behavior. So you have to adjust accordingly. You have to adjust accordingly. So let's keep walking down real quick. Litecoin has not had any leadership for a while now. And so what you're going to see is garbage price action, which we actually have a head and shoulders here on Litecoin. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button. Would appreciate that. Let's get some more people into the stream. Helps me out when I do these. I would appreciate that. YouTube likes it, and Rob likes it, and whatever Rob likes, we like, because it stops him talking about penny stocks. And so, as long as we can stop Rob from talking about penny stocks, I think we all benefit from that. EOS still holding up relatively well right there. Again, capitulation holding up really nicely here. BNB pretty tight up here. We had a couple of scares, but really on low volume too. BNB is interesting. We actually sold off on almost no volume. Who's Rob? Rob's right here in the red. Rob's a regular joiner in the Stocks Power Hour, and it's just fun giving him crap. Rob's a good guy. XTZ, market leader, been running up huge. And massive capitulation, and then again, move up, benign price action, declining volume. I mean, everything is pointing to the market wants to go higher. Link, we've been talking about Link off of this trend line is a buy during the show. And then Cardano at our 5560. That one's pretty obvious. Cardano held this trend line the entire time. Didn't even come close to breaking it. On multiple occasions, it pulled back, but never even bothered to test it. Even Stellar had a couple of really good expansions. It's been a little bit lackadaisical lately, but generally you can see that the altcoins overall are holding extraordinarily well. Extraordinarily well. And so I think the market's in a very, very good place right now. And I think overall we should be seeing much higher prices in time. It's hard to say right now, but yeah, it's hard to know when we're going to rally, but I think our volume is getting to the point where we're likely to see a larger reaction, and Cardano's probably starting it, maybe starting it. I think that'd be awesome. And then if Ethereum starts to show some leadership, that's going to be very, very bullish. Very, very bullish for the market. So we'll see what happens there. Looks like a couple of requests for Link. Navi, did you want to link BTC or link USD? So yeah, we were looking at Link USD just a second ago. So Link has this broader range, and we've actually been holding really tight against the top recently. Kind of not a normal pattern here, kind of a very weird ascending triangle. Usually you'll get a touch point early on, but we don't have that here. It just kind of meanders up, but we are holding the trend line. We did just bouncing out for the bottom. We actually have an alert at 420.30 here for Link. So if that breaks out from 420.30, it's going to put these other highs in danger, and hopefully a bigger breakout at that stage of the game. If the whole altcoin market breaks out, I just showed you why. I just showed you why the whole altcoin market could break out. Is that lack of distribution, holding near highs, general boring market behavior, all are fuel for a potential fire underneath altcoins. How Bitcoin handles that, I don't know. It could all run together. The markets lately have been running together, so we could see Bitcoin start to rally. You know, alts are leading a little bit right now. I mean, pretty much towards the end of the day, which ends in 4 minutes, you're seeing alts leading today. Bitcoin, I'm not sure if it's being dragged up or it's just benefiting a little bit from general purchasing pressure. But, you know, BTC could benefit from the alt rally. And I think an alt rally at these stages probably would be pretty healthy and likely lead us into a much more bullish market cycle, maybe out of a choppy market cycle. So it's kind of weird. 420 an exit or entry point. Is that for Link? Oh, that's an entry point. That's well, okay. So this is an alert level, and in my power hour, we actually have alerts. We have an alert system, and I manually place alerts on the top 20 USD coins, and then about 150 different coins on Binance. And I go through that list every day. I don't update every alert every day, so you're gonna see some old alerts at super high levels. If you're in the spreadsheet, you're gonna see alerts at super high levels that I only lower alerts when the chart tells me to do that. So anyway, if this hits the alert level, it's an alert. It's not technically a buy point, although alert levels can be buy points. But we also talk about alternative entries too, like what I just mentioned down here towards this trend line. Okay, so like for instance, Cardano, the alert level obviously was a pretty good buy point right there. So, but yeah, so that is loosely an entry point, but you have to take the general market into context. But clicked on XLM, but yeah, that would be a buy point if you have expanding volume. If you have expanding volume in here and everything's looking good, like right now, volume is declining, so a higher volume candle very easily could come up on Chainlink. I mean, as early as tomorrow. It's too late in the day right now with under 3 minutes left, but yeah, tomorrow we could end up with a nice pop up here, elevated volume, and breakout. It could happen. I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm saying that the ingredients are there overall for a larger breakout in some of the alts, in a good majority of the alts, at least versus the dollar. The Bitcoin pricing is a little bit different because it's against Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's a pretty volatile asset in its own right. So yeah, so there's Cardano. We can look at the top 20 BTC for a minute. Okay, Andy. Well, Andy, if you want to jump in the Slack chat room, I kind of mentioned a little bit ago, you can go to my site, real-crypto.com. You can jump in the Slack chat room and feel free to ask questions. Um, and then if you want some more guidance, if you do want some more, you can consider the Power Hour. I know it's $65 a month, but most people will lose a lot more than $65 a month, and we can help you from not losing. We can help you definitely from not losing. Most traders, especially when you're newer, you go through a period of learning, and it's very expensive. So a little bit of guidance doesn't really hurt. And if you don't want to do it with me and my service, go find someone else to show you some guidance. But um, having some guidance is gonna just save you so much money. Like it's ridiculous. VET USD Naveed, no, I did not. Let's check it out. Okay, so VET, we don't really look at this much on the dollar anymore. So digesting this, we have our capitulation move, kind of a walk up. And yeah, actually, it does look like it's attempting a breakout right now. You've got a cup and handle right there, a very small one, but a pretty good one actually. And our volume looks pretty good. Yeah, that's good. That's a base on base pattern, and 200 period moving average in yellow here. It's a daily chart, so it's a 200-day moving average. And yeah, that's looking pretty good right there. Oh, looks like we just changed the day, ladies and gentlemen. Just changed the day. So day just closed, and VeChain apparently 20 seconds in already has a huge range. Is that for real? That's pretty funny. Holy, holy moly. That is that's a lot of chop. That's a lot of chop. Okay, that looks better. That looks a lot better. That was weird. Okay. But no, actually, yeah, VET does look pretty good right here. That's a good chart. I'm not really mad at that one. Fruit asks, is this the right time to get some ETH? Heard ETH is quite undervalued at this time. Um, yeah, actually, I don't think ETH is a bad buy right now. I think it's, um, yeah, I actually think so I did take an ETH position. Well, now yesterday, I took it yesterday. Um, Generally, though, I do think ETH has a good opportunity to advance from here. I really do. Our volume should be expanding. If our volume doesn't expand, ETH runs the possibility of rolling over from here. So you kind of have to contend with that at this stage of the game. So let's see. So we had an alert level here at about just under 215, and we're about 3%. So yeah, anything within 5% of a good buy point on a daily chart is an entry area. And so you do have an entry area here on Ethereum. However, your good stop point here is about 12% lower. That's kind of your best stop. You probably could try to put a much tighter stop at about 8%. So depending on your trading strategy, but I mean overall, I would say yes, ETH is as well as almost any altcoin. As soon as it does start to break out and start to show bullish momentum, I think yes, you can start layering into these things. Absolutely. But you have to have a good risk management strategy and kind of understand when you're getting out and why you're getting into the trade. What else we got? Do I work out? No, I don't. I don't work out at all. But yeah, Andy, actually, in all honesty, one of my favorite things is to help beginners. Ask Ivan. We basically changed the format of the Power Hour for like 2 weeks because Ivan was a beginner and asked for help, and so we changed the whole format of the Power Hour. Um, so exit point for BTC. I targets in the market um, are impossible depending on your perspective. If you're a day trader and you're looking for measured moves and small pops, I do think that you can have some exit opportunities. I myself am more of a swing trader. I like to take the market for larger moves, and I like to treat the market like an adult. I don't want to put too many limitations on the market. I want to see what it can do, and I don't arbitrarily exit at a specific price level. So I essentially don't. I don't do that. I really don't do that. So we can talk about possibilities. Actually, in the Power Hour, was it today? I think we did talk a little bit today, not about targets, but just about essential possibilities. So if we do start to break out, trade like a grown up, right? Yeah, trade like a grown up. Um, if we do start to break out, because there's a large resistance area right here, and the base that we're forming is potentially a larger launch pad out of this level here at about the 10.5 where we've topped out a couple of times already, right? And then right beyond that is another longer term trend line at about the 11K level, depending on where we hit it. So there's a lot of congestion up here. And the way this channel is forming, it easily could be a launch pad. And what I mean by that, it's just a launch pad to higher prices. At this stage of the game, I don't have a specific target. A lot of my early videos, a lot of people have seen me place specific targets on the chart. It's because they were obvious. Some of those charts to me were extraordinarily obvious, which is why I was able to post those videos. Lately, Bitcoin has been not as obvious. It's been very choppy, as you can see, which is why you haven't seen me come out. My last video said 33K because of the symbiosis, whatever, with the Ethereum chart, which I pointed out in the video there to you. So that was in the chart, and so that's why I put out that video. But generally, I haven't been putting out a lot of price target videos. I know everyone likes to see a price target video. It's super sexy to pretend to know the future, but that's not reality. The reality is with the markets, if you're gonna put a number out there, you psychologically are going to be attached to that number. It's going to become a magnetic effect psychologically to you. Okay, so I don't think of it like that. I do look for support and resistance. So, identifying this 10.5 level, 10.3 level, actually pretty obvious from the prior two highs, but I view that as I want to see what happens around this area. So, we have alert levels and stuff based on charts, currently 97.64. Our last alert we had was in case we curled up here at about the 9,000 level, which we did yesterday, right? So it's not about knowing where we're going to go. Like when we topped out up here, like, oh, where's it going to go? No one's going to give you 80, 86, 39, 86, 48, 30. It's not going to happen. So I'm just going to go all in, tired of guessing, Ash. um, wow. Sorry, I got quiet there for a second. I'm in the middle. I'm not trying to plug this, but I'm in the middle of developing courses finally, and just the mindset of you as an investor is so important. It's absolutely so important. The mindset of an investor. It's one of the things that has really kept me alive in the markets. Um, it just I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Um, And so I'm trying to put my mind back in that beginning investor mindset. And what you said, I know you said you were joking there, Ash, but a lot of people, that's actually a very valid sentiment. I'm going to go all in. I'm tired of guessing. I'm tired, right? I'm tired. Um, that's a mindset. Think of like a bodybuilder, right? A bodybuilder loves getting tired, right? I used to work out back in the day. I'm not picking on you, Ash, specifically, but it was a good example that just triggered something in my head where I know I mentioned earlier I like working with newer traders, and that is because of the mindset. It People start out in trading and they say, "Hey, um, I want to make money. I want to make $1 million." You see all these hype videos on YouTube. I'm going to make $1 million, 1,200% overnight, 800% overnight, and it gets you in the wrong mindset. It gets you in the wrong mindset, and yeah, I don't have a fully fledged thought on the rest of what I'm saying right now. But if you are tired, if you are in a position where you're flustered, if you find yourself in a position where you're lost, if you find yourself in a position where the market's just throwing you around like a rag doll, because it happens. I've been there. I mean, still some days I feel like that. I've just learned to kind of recognize that. And I'm like, okay, now I know what's happening, and I can adjust. I can adjust in a couple of seconds, actually, believe it or not. Um, your mindset of a trader really has to be one of a professional. Okay. And that's what I keep coming back to as I'm building these courses, because I don't just want to build. I don't want to show you guys how to how to read a cup and handle. I don't want to show you guys how to read this channel, and it's not about that. This stuff is like 20% of what you're going to do. 80% of what you're going to do is mental. It's absolutely mental, and you have to treat it as a professional. Yeah, Monkeytron, it's a job. Exactly. It is a job, and you have to treat it as such. You have to behave as a professional. And if if you're a professional salesman, and you're like, oh, let's say you're a professional Lamborghini salesman, right? And you're going to make $20,000 per sale. And you jump in front of every customer. Hey, what's up? What's your name? Oh, hi. How are you? What you looking for? You want green? Do you want red? Do you want blue? You have this? You have that? Oh yeah, that's great. What about? Oh, okay, bye. Like you're gonna suck. That's how everyone treats trading. They jump in and they do that. Oh, hi. Omisigo? Yeah. Moon? 1,000%? Yeah. Win Moon. How much? How fast? That's how everyone treats trading. I mean, but it's not that. Trading is not that. Trading is a marathon. Um, it is something that you have to respect, and it is a profession, and you have to treat it as such. So, yeah, if you find yourself in that position, um, you need to find a little bit of guidance and a little bit of education. It's really important. I mean, after coming full circle, it's really that important. And doing the show every day for almost 3 years now, it's just paramount. That's what we do in the Power Hour. Every day we're professional. We jump in there. We look at the top 20. We look at the spreadsheet coins, and we talk about the topics of the day. Hopefully my stream doesn't buffer and I have to start over because YouTube sucks or my computer sucks. I can't figure out which. And then you make plans, and then hopefully, hopefully you make some money. But what keeps you alive is your mindset, and not the thing of oh, I'm tired. I'm tired, and I have to have a position. Otherwise, why am I doing this? That's a bad mindset. Um, so if you have that mindset, you need to take a step back and just realize that you don't understand what the hell the market is. You just don't, and you have to find that out somewhere. What would you tell yourself if you could go back in time and tell yourself one thing about trading? Really, the one thing I would say is trade with 10% of your account until you can make it work, or trade with 5% of your account until you can make it work. I mean, period. Period. That's the thing. Because look, even if you make a bunch of mistakes, buy the dip blindly. Yeah, right. Buy Bitcoin down 40%. That would have worked in 2017 really well, by the way. That's why I say 40%. Yeah, I think if I did one thing, it would be trade with a small percentage of your account. Because even as I went through my very long time of not knowing anything and just losing money, just time after time after time, um, it would have been less painful and would have had more runway. I would have had more runway. Yeah, so that would probably be the thing. The other thing is to find a market system that resonates with you before you jump in and actually trade with real funds. Um, yeah, but your trading system has to match you as a person. That's basically it. Your trading system, your trading system has to match you as an individual. Um, I'm using Coinbase Pro. Are there better platforms and why? Coinbase, I actually moved away from Coinbase Pro and I regret it and I don't at the same time. Coinbase Pro, I don't like their fee structure. They keep raising their fees and they hit like point, if you don't trade very often, they have a 0.2% trading fee, um, which just seems outlandish to me. And I'm on Binance.us and I hate that one too. So I'm not great on Binance.us. I'm in the United States, so I can't go to Binance.com. But at the same time, that would be where I would trade is Binance.com. If you can make an entity overseas, some business entity overseas, which I'm actually looking into, um, I would do that and try to get on Binance. Try to get on Binance. I don't have a lot of experience with Kraken personally, but Kraken has some crazy ass wicks in it from time to time, which can really wash you out. So that's something to look in mind to keep in mind. Bittrex. I used to use Bittrex, but they used to lock up people's money. I don't know if they do that anymore. But Australia fruit. Yeah. Well, yeah. Try Binance then. Binance is it. Yeah. If you can get on Binance, get on Binance. Period. It's the leading exchange. They have all kinds of things that you can do, and yeah, it's pretty good. All right. So a couple questions, and then I'm going to bounce out of here in a little bit. Yeah, so the market has closed, and we'll take a look at that. Um, Small percentage or know how to have stops or where to rather than just doing TA. Um, yeah, I would say small percentage of your account has nothing to do with your stops. Nothing to do with your stops, just small percentage of your account and stops. You still have to have the stops there, but trade with a small percentage of your account. Triple screen system doesn't. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the triple screen system. He says screen two oscillator, screen three entry. Well, you can have different things like on the chart. So I don't know about three different. I'm not sure if you mean physical screens. Yeah, so as you can see, I actually have two different time frames. That's just what works for me. Everyone's a little bit different. No one has. I don't think anyone has the exact same setup. Um, The whole screen, Ash? That's a lot of screen space. That's a lot of MACD work. Those are secondary indicators. I think, in my opinion, and obviously you can obviously do whatever you want, but oh, different time frames. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, see, I actually have four screens on my computer. Um, yeah, I have kind of four screens. I have four screens on my computer. Only one of them's charts. Only one of them's charts. And I think it also depends on your, like, if you're day trading, I think it probably is beneficial to be watching four or five coins or stocks at the same time. But for a majority of people that don't day trade, you can do fine with one screen. You just have to find a layout and setup that kind of works for you. Follow through days. I don't want to dive into that right now. I don't want to dive into that at the moment. That's going to turn into a 20, 30 minute conversation. Um, yeah, so I do want to take a look at BTC and everything. So the markets did close about 17 minutes ago. I'm going to get off here in a little bit, guys. I do want to thank you for joining me. For those of you that hit the like button, thank you. For those of you that didn't hit the like button, hit the like button. But um, but yeah, so let's take a look around. So we know we just saw Ethereum start a rally. We saw Cardano was already deep in a rally towards the closer. So let's take a look at BTC. Let's just go to the daily charts to keep it easy. We'll get rid of secondary indicators for right now. Um, Someone always hits dislike, Ivan. It's okay. There's always those people out there. It's all good. Okay, so BTC slightly increasing volume on the close. Actually, almost a twin candle. Slightly increasing is pretty good. We do have the 97.64 in case we get really bullish on BTC, but still within the channel and nothing too crazy going on there. Ethereum, excuse me, Ethereum on the breakout. Now, so this is a little bit of a more aggressive entry, this 214.96. A little more aggressive. I just gave it to the closes, omitting the wicks. And so any place up here, you could see some distribution. You could do this as a breakout point. Arguably, too, you could have done this and got a slightly earlier breakout point about the 212 level. Now, the volume on Ethereum came in really late in the day. So I think the best chance Ethereum has, it's going to have sustained volume. And I mentioned this earlier. And also in the power hour, you have to have volume on this breakout. Otherwise, it's going to be susceptible to rolling over and pulling back. So this is a brand new occurrence right now. There we go. So brand new occurrence right now. And I think there's some story left to be told here. But all in all, we have broken out. Our volume is not breakout volume. That's a little bit concerning. And then Cardano. So Cardano with a just a massive continuation and a tremendous amount of bullish action in Cardano. Doesn't look like I have my volume aggregation tool up here. So the volume aggregation tool here on the 2-hour chart definitely showing some stalling action. You can see the selling pressure coming in a little bit. So yeah, I mentioned earlier, I do want to give Cardano a little bit of leeway considering the fact that it has been leading all day today and really with just a tremendous amount of kind of staying pressure, kind of continuing buying pressure. I think let's check out the 15-minute volume aggregation tool. Looks like a little bit of early selling stepping in here. So yeah, not as bullish as I would like. Again, if you're looking to exit Cardano and really kind of bank profits tremendously. Yeah, I'm kind of debating that right now, Monkeytron. I don't really like the VA tool in the 15-minute too much. At the same time, if we hold this trend line, kind of no harm, no foul type of a situation, if we have, as we talk about, quickly declining volume, we know those signals, right? We know those signals, and if we get those signals, I would like to stay with it because I don't know, in no way, shape, or form do I see weakness here necessarily. Now, if you look at the RSI, there is a divergence on the RSI on the daily. even between here and here, there's a bit of a divergence, which is, this one's a little bit intriguing that there's such a divergence. I guess we just came from a lower level. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, profits are paramount. So if you have a good profit in Cardano, I think you do need to find a place where you're looking to exit. We do have a fairly ominous topping candle right there on the 15 minutes, so there definitely is selling up here. But the way Cardano ran, I think it could go on for a further run. But yeah, if it does break a trend line here, I probably will exit. I just have to see how it breaks it. And we'll check out ADA BTC for you, Monkeytron, real quick. Yeah, I think trend line, unless if volume's declining a lot, I'll likely pick a lower entry. Like if say we get to the trend line and volume's really benign, I may try to stick it right here at about that 63.54 level, somewhere around there, under this low that we just placed on the 15-minute. So if we go super low volume. Are you trading mostly on price action or using divergences or both? Ash, I am not a divergence trader. I just kind of notice them from time to time, and it's a secondary or tertiary indicator for me. I really trade based off of price action and chart patterns. Price action and chart patterns, but a lot of price action. It's a tremendous amount of price action. Also trend lines. Trend lines and price action, at least for me, have proven to be extremely valuable in a lot of circumstances. That being said, I weave, like in the power hour, I end up weaving probably 4 or 5 different styles in there in the mix. It depends, Ash. It depends on the chart, to be honest with you. Like, so for instance, we were looking at Link earlier today. So here's the thing. When you get, there's 2 kinds of traders. There's lots of kinds of traders, but there's generally 2 kinds of traders. Traders that follow a system verbatim and only one kind of system, and they master that system and they never deviate from it. They never deviate from it. Okay? There's some traders that do that and they can do it pretty well. And there's another trader that is a little bit of a jack of all trades, okay, that has a core, which is me. I have a core thing of chart patterns and price action. At the same time, over time, you start to develop and notice alternative strategies. And so basically you have kind of a mixture. So like we mentioned, buying Link off of this trend line, this would kind of be a bottom buy right down here with a relatively tight stop loss. Okay, so we essentially notice the price action, the chart patterns, and look for support and resistance. And we often have lower risk entry points. And one of the reasons why I started doing that is after doing this for so long, I started to see different types of traders. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of everyone just shoehorning into what I do, I really try to incorporate other styles as well. And it's worked out really well. It's worked out really, really well in terms of, okay, well, these things are breaking out. This is still at a low. Link is a high quality coin. Like 3 out of 4 checkboxes line up and you're good to go. Market fills for stop losses? Yeah, I do. If I have to have a limit fill, I do a wide limit. But I generally use market orders, all in all. Yeah, sure. Um, yeah, so Chainlink looking pretty good. We're gonna look at Cardano, I think, on the BTC pairing. All right, so a pretty ominous topping candle right there with the highest volume. You can see the aggregation tool taking that into account. For those of you that don't know, my volume aggregation tool aggregates buying and selling per candle over, this particular one is a 20 aggregation period. And it identifies it based on percentage close in the bar. So this one closed really low in the bar. So this orange is selling pressure, and that obviously went a lot to the sellers. So yeah, definitely some distribution up here. I mean, it was a big run, a very short period of time, and a lot of top altcoins don't do that very often. So I can imagine people taking profits up here. And then, so if you're interested in a longer run in Cardano, again, you may have to just wait and see how it plays out. because you have to give it chance to consolidate there. I generally had good success buying on RVN below 300 sats. RVN, specifically RVN? Oh, whoops. Somehow not quite sure I understand there, Ash. Yeah, I'm familiar with the coin name. I just don't remember me saying under. I don't do ranges like that usually. So I guess I just RVN isn't a coin that I necessarily hawk. It's a kind of a garbage. It's a garbage coin. We do throw alerts on it from time to time. We actually had a couple alerts on the way up here, and then it kind of just expired on us with that red candle. But I don't remember the 300 sat thing. I mean, there does appear to be some kind of about a 282 pivot point right here. Ivan, I never bought alt from BTC. Satoshi prices get me confused when I decide to buy, so I could not pull the trigger on ADA this morning. Interesting, Ivan. At the 624. So keep in mind when you pull up ADA here. All right, it's only one. There we go. Oh, order size? Um, so usually a good way to decide order size, I like to use kind of a five position portfolio. That's kind of one of my things. Um, what's it mean, Monkeytron? I don't quite understand. Are you talking about size in position to BTC versus USD and finding the dollar equivalent or the BTC equivalent or the equivalents? Oh, okay. Um, well, first of all, three is hard, four is a mind fuck. I want to buy 2 to 300, let's say, how much capital in BTC? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, one thing you can do that's pretty simple, and you could use a Bitcoin calculator. You can just Google it and keep one up there, and you could say, okay, I want to buy 300 bucks, 0.031. It kind of gives you the current price of Bitcoin. I mean, you could do that um, just off the cuff there. That's something I would do right there. Another thing you can do is, I mean, if you're jumbled and stuff, um, cryptocurrency is interesting that it's a percentage based commission structure. So you can err on the side of a small position size and then just keep layering into it. You're not paying additional fees or anything like that. So you can actually, let's say you want to buy 300 bucks of Cardano and you think it's like zero point zero 0.01 Bitcoin or something like that. Let's just say you think it's zero point zero 0.01 Bitcoin. You can just buy zero point zero 0.01 or 0.0075, just throwing numbers out there, and then see how much that takes out. And then you go, okay, and then add another if you want to. How do you manage your time as a trader without feeling like you have to be on the charts 24/7? Um, Sometimes you do because it's your job. Other times you don't because the market is not giving you any crazy ass warning signs. So it's a duality, just like, it's just like any other odd job, right? Let's say you're a police officer. That's a pretty odd job. You may have a midnight shift for a while. So you just have to deal with the midnight shift. Same thing with trading. Some days you're going to get a midnight shift. I remember back in 2017, I used to have to wake up in the middle of the night with alerts on my phone, and I'd have to wake up and I'm not used to doing that. So I don't trade forex or anything typically. I'm more of a stock trader. So that was new to me, but you would just manage it, right? You would just manage it, and like anything else. But you can do it with alarms, and you can do it with alarms. Another thing you can do too. Another thing you can do as well is if you're finding yourself, why is it extreme stream? Bitcoin not doing anything for weeks. Um, well, the extreme stream is kind of funny. It's just something that I kind of coined really early on. Just I'd forget exactly where it came from, but it's it's kind of a play on everything being extreme on YouTube. So maybe it's played out by now. It's been like three years or so. Maybe it's kind of played out. I don't know, but I still think it's funny. I used to jump on and go extreme stream because everything it's YouTube. Everything's got to be extreme. The sixth chamber running in with some opposition. You've got to be kidding me. Market looking good. BTC's at a lower high at resistance of a long-term bear structure that's been going on since 2017. Who in the right mind would buy here? I never said to buy here, sixth chamber. So why are you jumping in so hot and heavy? Why don't you ask a question first? Actually see what's going on. Actually, if you saw what's going on, I actually never really. I said the market. I don't know if did I say Bitcoin? Maybe I said Bitcoin. I said market is rallying and looking good. The market, not the BTC. And yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's not looking bad. How does this look bad? Yeah, that's the other part too. What's the other? I don't think it looks bad. This looks bad. You think it? You see you see tons of distribution up here. I don't see tons of distribution up here. We actually count accumulation distribution in the power hour, and uh, we're we're a little heavy distribution, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Am I bullish going where? I'm bullish when we break out of this consolidation. I'm a little bullish when we break through the consolidation. Yeah. Um, I'm leaning bullish right now. Obviously, I'm leaning bullish. Hey, the market just took a little pop up there too. Very good. Cardano's stalling because it just had a massive run. How's Ethereum doing? Not too bad. A little bit of volume there. Ethereum needs some volume. Let's get some volume. Let's do it. I like it. Looking really good. But I mean, yeah, overall the market's looking good, sixth chamber. I would have to completely disagree with you. It is looking good. If you don't think it's looking good, obviously you don't have to make any trades. So yeah, I completely disagree with that sentiment. It is looking good. I actually just explained why. We went into it for about 10 minutes ago or something like that. So yeah, I think it is looking good. Yeah, I think it is looking good. But we do need some volume. We definitely need some volume, especially on an Ethereum breakout. If you get Ethereum breakout right here, it's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be stupid. We could play devil's advocate for a second. I know I said I was leaving about 10, 20 minutes ago, but you guys are asking good questions, so this is fun. Major resistance there could drop to 6K. Well, let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about what a Bitcoin drop looks like. Um, so actually, that's what this red line is here for. So when we had the top up here, we were looking for an exit point. We got our exit point. Okay, we got our exit point, and then we've kind of been undulating around here. Now we formed a channel. We've been forming a channel which is loosely a symmetrical triangle as well. We haven't really had a concrete second touch for the bottom trend line. But if we do continue lower from here, I think there's a couple of places we could run to. Number one is the bottom of this channel where we could bounce off of that, and that would be a general, just general channel bounce. And the other, this is kind of a median for a volume profile tool, counting up volume, and we could come back down towards this level, which would probably be a very good entry point, a very good entry point right there, in my opinion. If it spikes down to it and you get some kind of a high volume bottoming candle. Dream Car, real stocks. Do you think the market is going to make a huge dump after the dumb money comes in when S&P goes above 31? My feeling right now is no. Actually, the stock market is in a really good position. My Roth IRA and trading has been really really good, and I'm kind of nearing account all-time highs actually in my stock account. So we actually traded that really really well, and the market's continuing to rally. There's no yeah. So I know a lot of people have been looking. We can pull up the Nasdaq for a second here, or even the S&P. Like I know a lot of people are looking for the market to drop. I understand it. I understand the sentiment. I understand that everyone is looking at the quote unquote economics of the situation, but at the same time, it's the stock market. It's not the economy. It's a completely different ball game. Um, I do think that I do think that we are kind of. I think it's really weird if we run right into highs on the Nasdaq. I got to be honest with you, and I've said this for a long time. I've said this for a very very long time. I do think it'd be really weird if we were just to run up in the Nasdaq at the same time as much money as they're printing and stuff. If you want to talk about that, I mean, let's go look at the past 10 years. Right? Like it's just been straight up. So I really can't bet against the stock market, and I'm not. I'm not betting against the market. We are reaching a little bit of point of resistance up here. You can see there's a slight change in behavior, as a matter of fact. So we could run into a pullback. If we see if and when we see some heavy distribution, I'll start to believe. So last thing I'll say about the market is this. Coronavirus came out, what, sometime in the middle of January, we started hearing about it, right? So from the middle of January all the way until we dumped, I was long, right? In my three times ETF, up 30%. The market dumps and I get out up like 10%, I think is what I finally ended up getting out. So I made 10% while the coronavirus was going around the world. And then when the market decided to dump, that's when I exited the market. Why? Because I'm not scared of the news. I'm scared of the market. So when the market shows me exit signals, then I will get scared. And only then. And only then. I will not get scared because of news. I will not get scared because of the Fed. I will not get scared because of your favorite Twitter guy. I will not get scared because you feel very strongly about printing in the US dollar. I will not name it. You're not going to scare me. No one's going to scare me. Um, it's just not going to happen. Make money when the market's giving you money. And then when the market shows that it wants to get out, when the market tells you to withdraw your money, withdraw your money. That's it. It's simple. It's very easy. People make it very complicated. It is not that complicated. It is the opposite of complicated. And I mean, I think it was the third day here that I finally bailed. Like early on the third day of this sell-off here is when I finally bailed in a distribution day though here. Yeah, Monkeytron saying risk management. Someone earlier mentioned money management, and I read the comment. I was in the middle of a rant, so I kind of glazed over it. But that money management is paramount in your trading. Um, Absolutely paramount. Yeah, Gavin here. It looks like I've been using. No, that's a different one. But someone mentioned money management. I don't want to glaze over it because it is extraordinarily important how you manage. Here it is. Looks like Lola. Trading equals money management. Without it, you don't have enough money to practice. Absolutely. I think that was probably likely into my response to Monkeytron's question about um, advice I would give to a beginning trader is trade with a small portion of your account, is because if you have no money, you can't trade. And so your money management strategy is actually very key, super, super key to your success in the markets, your ability to even be able to trade. Um, the number one power variable behind Bitcoin addresses with balances greater than one. I'll have to look into that. I haven't really heard that before. Stock market is not the economy. You must agree. I do agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Stock market equals 99%. Just need money. Sell shares to dummies. Always has been. Always will be. Um, okay, so Gold Nutter. Let's say that's accurate. How do you trade that? Well, number one, you don't be the dummy. That's number one. But look, if you're gonna be involved in a market, it's one thing to complain about it. Like someone said, the stock market is rigged, I think. It's one thing to complain about it. It's another thing to try to make it in the markets. I don't think you can make it in the stock market with a negative attitude. I don't think you can. I think you have to have some kind of a positive attitude. Um, like if you think the capitalist system is garbage and the stock market is evil, don't become a trader. I'm not saying that's what anyone here says, but just generally, right? If you think that, if you think that all salesmen are garbage, don't become a car salesman. So if you think the market's rigged, don't trade the market. Period. You're likely gonna suffer. Now you could have long-term investments in something, but even then you're still participating in a quote unquote rigged system. So anyway, there's a little bit of ethics involved in trading, but I think it has to do with your belief system more than it has to do with like what you invest in or something like that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So, uh, we're in a crash. Is that for me, Monkeytron? How many trades do you have on without stops, without set stops right now? Um, I think two. I think two. I have two trades on right now without stops in my cryptocurrency account. Yeah, I've got two, and that's the only two that I have. Yeah, so I actually don't have stops. But in all honesty, that's because how do I put this gently? How do I put this gently? I was gonna say I know what I'm doing, but I don't want to put it that way, but that's what I want to say, if you want to keep it real. Do what I say, not what I do. Um, yes and no. I mean, it's not that I always go without stops, but not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. But um, so I'm right now. I'm in Ethereum and Cardano. That's what I'm in right now. I'm in Ethereum. I bought it on the breakout. And remember, Monkeytron, how we talked earlier about stop losses? I did have a ment. I always have mental stop losses. Let me put that out there. I always have mental stop losses. I always know where I'm going to get out, but I don't always have physical stop losses. Has it hurt me? Every once in a while it does. But on balance, it doesn't because I usually enter at really good places. And it's the reason I don't have a stop is just because I'm lazy. There you go. I admit it. I just don't want to put the order in the exchange. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I'm in a situation though where I'm iffy about it, I always set a stop loss. I always set so before I go to bed tonight, I will set a stop loss in Ethereum, and I may set a stop loss in Cardano, or I may roll this out for Ethereum. I don't know. Cardano just had a crazy ass move in Ethereum. I think may just be starting one. So um, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Do what I say, not what I do. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that. I mean, got to be honest with you. Look, if you're a child and I hand you a razor blade and I say never open the razor blade, and guess what? When you hand me the razor blade, I'm going to open it because I'm an adult. So, there's a thing like once you know enough, you know when to break the rules. And it just is what it is. But yeah. How do you time your entry? Oh, did you have another question? Do you normally risk 1% or more? More. I don't do the 1% risk rule personally. I do not believe in over diversification or even general diversification. Like I believed in pointed positioning. I believe in knowing what you own, walking it and watching it like a hawk, and investing in the top 0.5% of assets out there. That's what I believe in. There's other people that talk about the 1% risk, um, and I get it. I understand it. I can't say I'm mad at it. I choose not to do that. I like the hyper focus strategy that works for me. That's just what works. I can't be spread across 20 different assets. It doesn't work. That does not work for me. That does not work because when the market falls apart, I need to exit, and so I can't do that across 20 different asset classes, in a relatively quick fashion. So yes, Ash, it is. It is. It does have to do with position sizing. Yes, because I do take larger position sizes. Usually, I like to have no more than 5 positions. In crypto, I'm usually two or three. I'm usually two or three in crypto. I do get up to 5, but see, crypto has such a small number of viable coins to invest in that you can easily focus in crypto. In the stock market, like a couple weeks or 2 weeks ago, I had like 10 positions, and I'm like, why do I have 10 positions? I started closing shit. I just started closing things. Um, 2 trades I shouldn't have closed. That probably cost me about a lot of money on those 2 trades, but it's just too many positions. But I do like to focus my trades and be knowledgeable in what I'm investing in. See, if you're going to be able to if you're going to be able to sit here and watch something and click a button, why do you need 20 buttons to click? Why not just click one or two or three or four or five? Now, when you get past 5, what happens is you don't get an ability to focus your returns, and you get two and your good stop losses. How am I trying to put this? Let's say there's kind of an 8% maximum stop loss rule that I have. Never risk more than 8% on a trade. With 5 positions, that works out to a very negligible stop loss. When you go to 6 positions, it doesn't help you out that much more from a percentage basis. And then all you're doing is adding a little bit more overhead. So watching 5 positions is manageable. And if one of those doubles on you, if one of those 5 positions doubles on you, then that's a really good percentage gain. But if you have an 8% stop loss and you have 6 positions versus 5 positions, you're not gaining, you're not protecting yourself that much more. So I really do like to hyper focus as much as I can. How do you time your entry on a breakout? Do you just hit market buy when you see it's breaking out? Yeah, usually, Ash. Yeah, absolutely. Or sometimes, and I see it depends. We can use. Let's go to the stock market here for a second. We can use AMD as an example. This is one recently that AMD actually has a large cup and handle on it, which is a very traditional chart pattern. And you're not getting these a lot these days. They're just not around that often. The volume signature is a little bit funky on it, but it's doing pretty good. So this one, I mean, for instance, it spiked down here yesterday. The whole market kind of spiked down, and it took a position down there, kind of towards the bottom. Now it wasn't a large position because I don't do this very often, but I'm trying to get better with my bottom buys. So I took a small position buy, and it worked out really well. Undercut of the 50-day moving average here, and we were rallying, looking to rally back through. I got in really low, actually, like right down here, and so in this particular one, I was able to kind of get in on an extreme event. So I don't mind early entries. I don't mind early entries at all. Um, but like take Ethereum here, which just broke out earlier today. Yeah, I bought at a traditional entry point right there, right at my 214.96, right where my alert level was. And this is another large, pretty high quality chart pattern. So yeah, I don't mind buying right at the breakout point. But there's certain things you have to keep in mind as a breakout trader. I'm not going to go into all of them, but there's certain things you have to keep in mind as a breakout trader. And number one is understanding what kind of trader you are. Period. You have to know why you're getting in the trade and what you're looking for in the trade. Who knows that Square's following BTC's movement? No, I haven't. Square's following BTC's movement? Interesting. Interesting, Jay. A breakout on a good chart pattern needs your attention, but how to tell if it's a fail? Well, there's one of two ways. The first way is lack of buying pressure. The second is increasing selling pressure. I mean, it's really that simple. I mean, this could we can use this as an example. I mentioned Ethereum needs volume, so we're loosely breaking out of this. We only have this high to contend with, because this would be your actual like breakout point, the prior high. There's quite a few traders, believe it or not, that won't buy it until it breaks this high. They just won't buy it. Okay, so but like Ethereum, so well, actually, look at this. We have a failed breakout and we have a breakout. Loosely so far. So let's look at the difference, right? We can just look at the chart and answer the question. Okay, so here we have, so this is our resistance line. You can see that if we zoom out over here, you actually just poke above and poke below. You poke above and poke below, and then you end up poking above over here, right? So what you're noticing here is that it'll go up and then it comes right back down, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. And then this would have been hard to draw this trend line on just based on these candles. This trend line exists because of this price area. But let's just argue right now that this trend line could have existed. I don't think it could have. I actually would have put the alert here at 219.21, and then I would have probably lowered it back down to here. Yeah, wait for confirmation, but you have no idea what that means. Yeah, absolutely. Confirmation is volume and follow through. So there's a gray area. There's this gray area in trading, right? Of kind of, you always have a gray box of uncertainty. In trading, you have to deal with uncertainty. It's a prerequisite, right? You have, nothing is guaranteed in the stock market at all. So the first thing, in my opinion, if you want to have, you just want to write a list down, is it a good chart pattern? Is the price action bullish? Okay, those are two good things right there. 3 is how's the general market? Is the general market bullish or not? I mean, there's a checklist you can go through, and actually, I'm actually in the process of kind of putting one together, but I have a mental checklist I go through. I've never actually put it to paper before, but yeah, is it a good pattern? Is the price action good? I would argue that the price action is pretty good. And then how's the volume on the breakout? How's the volume on the breakout? So, well, okay, so let's look at this one, because by this time, like I said, we were able to draw this trend line, so I kind of forgot about that one. But so let's look at this in more detail, this breakdown. Okay, so what happens here? So what happens is we have, so here's our line. We have a pop-up here on really good volume, excellent volume. Pop-up on excellent volume coming out of an ascending triangle. Okay, excellent and then we go sideways, have a bull flag, and then we pop up on excellent volume again, right? And then what happens right here, we stall right at resistance on that candle. So do you buy? I mean, do you buy right there? Well, you haven't actually broken out yet, have you? You haven't actually broken out. You're not. How many times do you look at a chart, and if you've drawn your trend lines correctly, how many times do you look at a chart that stops right on the trend line? Happens to me all the time. I mean, go look at all my newsletters. Sometimes I'll put 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 coins and draw chart lines on most of them. And a lot of them have lines that hit exactly and then retrace. So this one never actually broke out. Okay. And then this one tries to break out, but look at our volume. Our volume evaporated. It's half of the prior candle. So, one of two things happened. It could have got off to a huge start and may have looked bullish, and maybe you bought, right? Maybe you bought there, okay? And then it closes and it's basically stalled. This is essentially a stalling candle. And then you have another candle that stalls again with a high wick, okay? And slightly elevated volume, so that's even more stalling. And then you're back under the trend line under here, and then you're falling apart again. And then you attempt it again, right? And then you see actual stalling right here. You're actually stalling all the time. So you have an attempt to go up, takes a while, rolls over, right? So this is kind of the price action. This is what you have to get acclimated to. And this is why it's tough. Yeah, definitely. I do go to lower time frames. Absolutely. So let's can we get here? What is that? May 17th, 21. May 17th, 2100. Let's go to 15-minute. We can probably see it up there. Hey, right there. Okay. Yeah, so you can look at the 15-minute at the moment. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you're going to dive down to a lower term time frame, Ash, you really have to understand that you're just taking a vacation down here. This isn't where you're going to live. All right, you're not going to live. But let's look at the volume signature on the 15-minute. Yeah, this is probably even a better example. So here you have that big volume, and then here you have big volume again, and then the volume just evaporates away. Just goes away. It just goes away. Here you have some volume trying to come back, but it's a stalling candle. So it's not that you can't get involved. You can get involved, but so I follow a trader named Dan Zanger. I don't really follow him anymore, but I don't like how he does this. Anyway, there's a guy named Dan Zanger, and if you've ever subscribed to his newsletter, which I did for a number of years, a long time ago, he would talk about how he watches the breakout, and if it doesn't have good volume, so he'll buy it, and if no volume ever comes in, he'll sell it really quickly. And that's exactly what this is indicative of right here. And then we'll go see current Ethereum, and likely there's a difference. I don't know, I don't remember, but I think you have you don't have this big pop, but it's kind of sustained volume. Anyway, so here you have big volume getting us up there, and then what happens is it breaks the line and volume evaporates. It just kind of rolls over and then never transpires. So let's say you did buy it, and let's say you are watching the chart, because you're right, it's 24/7. It's kind of a pain in the butt. It's kind of a pain in the butt to watch it 24/7. But let's say you're able to do that. You can go ahead here and watch it and just see it floating up on relatively low volume, and then it starts rolling over here, also on low volume. But then you're back under the trend line. You're like, okay, hopefully we can stagnate. And then we form a flag. Then we break down again. Right? Then we break down again here on this big volume. So, you could enter here and exit here and take less than a 1% stop loss based on lack of follow through. Okay? And then what you see here is that line is resistance. And then after you failed once, you really want to let it kind of prove itself to you, right? And so then we undercut, come back down, and we can go to the 2-hour and kind of see because in the power hour, we basically live on the 2-hour chart. And then we form this inverted head and shoulders. And like, oh, okay, now I see what happened here, right? You're like, now I see what happened here. We're going to form this inverted head and shoulders. And we actually have this inverted head and shoulders like in the low, I think. Like we discussed it the next day. So this is 11, so this was 9. So this is when we do the power hour at 9 o'clock Arizona time. So the next candle we put in this with a very high volume bottoming candle, right? So again, more price action. And then, so now what do we see? Okay, let me get rid of that. That's a measured move. So now what do you see? Well, what you see is the opposite of that. You see moving up on higher volume. This is a little bit of trickery right here. Okay, and then you have two um, consolidation candles, but look at the volume. They're not selling it. And then we get the breakout and it's high volume. It's equal, if not higher than all this recent volume. There's a general uptrend intact here. So now what's happening is that we're just going up at this stage. You see a stop and a best stop? I bet you do, Monkeytron. We go over that a lot. So, and see, this is the stuff that's going to separate. It's kind of I'm watching my stream analytics on one of my other screens, and we're fairly flat, trending down a little bit. And this is why all those traders are going to fail. Okay, I mean, look, maybe they got stuff to do, but let's just say everyone could watch the stream if they wanted to, didn't have any other things. When you get down to this type of stuff, traders, a lot of people that think they're traders are going to walk away. Okay, because they're not dedicated. You have to be, if you want to succeed at something that's going to make you a lot of money, don't you think it's going to take some time and dedication? Absolutely. I mean, the answer to that's yes. If you don't want time and dedication, just go buy lottery tickets. You're going to lose a lot less money that way. You know, if you're going to put a $10,000 stake in the market and try to be lazy about it, you're going to lose $10,000. You may as well just go buy $100 in lottery tickets every week, which would still be less money, still be $5,200. You're still up 50%. You still save 50% of your $10,000. So, but see, not that you have to hawk, well, this is a 2-hour chart, but actually, yeah, let's go to the 15-minute chart. That's what we were looking at it at. So yeah, so there's the 15-minute. You see the difference there? It's night and day to me. Like it's fairly obvious. It's very, very obvious to me. Yeah, it can. Well, see, Monkey, that's actually I'm trying to. I don't know if I'm going to be successful, Monkeytron. I don't know, and maybe you'll be a guinea pig for me, but um, I'm trying to. Don't diss who? Oh, the people that walk away, people that walk away and don't do the work. Well, I'm not trying to diss them. I'm trying to get them to. I'm trying to. So it's you're either going to rise to the challenge or you're going to crumble. It's the way it is. It's life. Okay? If you're presented with a challenge, you're going to rise to the occasion or you're going to crumble. And if me calling you out causes you to crumble, then guess what? Then you're not ready. Then you're not ready. You're just not ready. I mean, if I say that and you go, you know what? Yeah, I'm dedicated. I got to do this. Then guess what? You're ready. Or at least you want to be ready. At least you want to be ready. But I'm trying to I'm trying to think about a way to make people accountable and when they're ready, actually make it, which is really hard. It's hard to do what I'm trying to do because trading is a marathon. Someone said it earlier. Trading is a marathon, and it absolutely is a marathon. It is absolutely a marathon. So it's kind of hard to most people just want a win or two. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. I think that's the wrong mindset. And I understand that mindset. I've had that mindset. I get it, but being on this side of that mindset, yeah, yeah, being on this side of the mindset is different though. Anyway, I'm rambling now and I'm going off into some weird thing like that. So, Ash, I hope I answered a bunch of your questions, buddy. Hey, if you would, sign up for the Slack chat room, dude. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Um, I do capture your email address. You're not going to get spam from me. Um, you will get my course emails when they go out. You can just opt out if you don't want them. But yeah, get in the Slack chat room. I mean, if you got additional questions, feel free to ask in there. You can do that. If you want kind of more of what back and forth you and I did today, and you want more in depth, you can go click on our services section, and then you can check out the Real Crypto Power Hour. It's $65 a month, but we do the market every single day, 7 days a week, except for Monday because I'm taking Monday off. But anyway, 2 a.m. Good God, Ash. Yeah, go to bed. Don't be talking to me. Later, Ash. Have a good night, buddy. But yeah, Jake, what do you think of Take Two Interactive not looking so healthy anymore? Yeah, Take Two Interactive. See, I never entered a position in Take Two. Is TTWO? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, this is one of my long-term turnaround plays. I never did take a position in it though, and I can't really explain why. I think I just kind of. You don't trade based on your feelings, you trade based on the market and graphs. Absolutely. Absolutely, Dream Car. Look, you can have feelings. There's nothing wrong with having feelings. There's nothing wrong with having emotions, but there's a place to check them. It's at the door to your office, or at least at the keyboard. Once you hit the keyboard, you can't be emotional anymore. Yeah, I'm not sure what kept me out of Take Two. I actually liked it. I liked it, but I don't know. Something kept me out of it. I honestly can't say what it was. And it has pulled back a bunch, did show quite a bit of distribution. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. It came after earnings, and so it is what it is. You could be looking for some kind of there was kind of an undercut and rally entry point here, it looks like yesterday with the rest of the market, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, right, Monkeytron? I love stocks, man. I like stocks more than crypto, I gotta be honest with you. There's so much more to do. There's just crypto has like the top 20 assets, which I really look at, and I mean, I do all the other altcoins too, but there's just so many good quality stocks to choose from. It's like a buffet. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I'm gonna bounce. Wife's got dinner ready, so I'm gonna go try to eat something. Hey, thanks for joining me today. So the market did end up looking pretty good. We ended up, Ethereum in a breakout range. We're getting some volume. We need some more though. I really do think we need more volume in Ethereum, and hopefully we'll get that. If not, we're probably likely to roll over. But we'll see. If we pull back and test the breakout point and then extend out again on good volume, maybe tomorrow we'll have a good volume day. But yesterday, which just closed, we just got bullish in the last hour. So we didn't have a lot of time for this to be a high volume candle, but it's a start. It's a start. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Go to my real-crypto.com website. Check out the Power Hour and sign up for the Slack chat room, which is free. And have a good day. I'll see you next time.